one of the leading machine makers in MedTech technology.
My life has been, in a way, an adventure. When I started, it was totally different from where I am today. No connection.
You have migrated in 1947 from Karachi to India.
I did not migrate. My parents migrated. In those days, there were very few jobs for engineers in India. So almost all the engineers used to go to America. There's a purpose why you are born. It's not just an accident that you're born. God has a plan beyond that. You try to find out what the plan is. Healthcare is so important for a country. But in those days, the healthcare was non-existent, very basic healthcare. I'm a young engineer. I want to commit my life to do something for the healthcare of India. If we have a big enough purpose, the means will follow.
Trans-Asia Biomedical तब आपने start किया.
I should transform healthcare of Asia. उसको condense करके Trans-Asia Biomedicals. Medical technology is not about manufacturing. Manufacturing is the easy part. How to develop the technology is the key. That's a difficult part.
The university name?
Arba Global MedTech University.
This would be first of its kind in Asia.
Every Indian should have the facility to do diagnostic tests once a year. And if you are above 50 years, then twice a year.
Any message if you want to give to today's youth?
Simple thing that think big and think of what you can do for the world.
Hello everyone. Today our guest is one of the leading machine makers in MedTech technology, Mr. Suresh Vazirani. So let's welcome him.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I feel honored to be here.
Welcome, sir. Sir, if you would like to tell anything about you, little thing about you, your life, your journey, how you started and from where you belongs to. So it would be great to our audience will understand how you started.
I will attempt it. Otherwise, talking of 75 years of life in few minutes is tough, but I will choose some parts. My life has been, in a way, an adventure, because when I started, it was totally different from where I am today. There's no connection. It's been totally a life of adventure and experimental. So I believe that in life, you must experiment with things. There's no point in just holding on to one opinion and doing what you know. There is so much wisdom in the world, so much knowledge in the world, so much experiences in the world, that if we don't, then we are much poorer. So that has been the basic philosophy of my life, that go out, try new things, experiment, try to understand the world, try to understand the universe. Now, don't even stop at the world. Go beyond universe. Look at our history, why we are what we are. Also look at future, what we can be. So that has been my adventurous life, and I enjoy every moment of it, because every moment is new. Every day is a new day.
So what I've heard is you have migrated in 1947 from Karachi to India. So can you please tell about that?
No, I did not migrate. My parents migrated my parents were living in Karachi. So at the time of partition, when there was a lot of violence and killing, so they had to run for their life, because they were Hindus. And in Pakistan that time, Hindus were not safe. So 47, they took a boat, an overcrowded boat from Karachi, landed in Bombay, absolutely empty-handed, not a single thing on their hand, totally. And they started their life from zero again. So obviously it was a big struggle, starting a life at that age in a new country, not knowing any people, not knowing anything, no contacts, no resources, no money. So they had to start all over again. And that's what I call is my strength, because my parents gave me the same value system, that you have to go out and get what you want. You have to work hard, be adventurous. So that's what I learned from my parents. And I was born in a place called Nagpur, born and brought up there, studied engineering there. And after that, I had planned to go to USA. In those days, there were very few jobs for engineers in India in the 70s. So almost all the engineers used to go to America. That was the norm. So I was also planning to go to America, and my family was happy that our son will go to America and earn some good dollars and bring our family up. So this is the time when I happened to meet a very interesting person who totally transformed my life. So his name is Mr. Rajmohan Gandhi. He is the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi. He told me that, there's a purpose why you're born. It's not just an accident that you're born. Also, there's a purpose why you became an engineer, why you became an Indian. So have you thought about that? It's not just a mistake that you're born here, you're going to correct it by going to the USA. That God has a plan
True.
beyond that. So have you tried to find out what the plan is? So this sort of thinking never occurred to me because, as a son of a refugee, all my life I was dreaming about what I can get, how I can get a car, how can I get a house, how can totally one way. I never for a moment thought that I can do anything for others or for the world. So this meeting Mr. Rajmohan Gandhi gave me a new revolutionary thought that I can do something for the world, that I can contribute something and I can help make this world a better place. But of course, being a revolutionary thought, I couldn't absorb it immediately, couldn't agree with it immediately. Took some time, took almost 9 years working voluntarily without salary, but learning a lot of things, adventures.
Adventures.
So at the end of it, including I spent 3 years working as a journalist on a news magazine called Himmat. We were
So
fighting
you worked as a journalist in Himmat?
Himmat.
Okay.
And
Himmat is by again Rajmohan
Rajmohan
Gandhi.
Gandhi. Yes.
Okay.
So I did that, and during emergency, where every day we were not sure whether we will be in jail or outside jail, because what we were doing was against the law of the country, that whatever you publish had to be censored, and we were not doing that. We refused to give to censorship because we believe that India is a free country, and why should we give in to censorship? But the government did not agree with that view. They said you must give it to censorship. So anyway, so 3 years of sort of fighting the emergency, we used to get articles written by our wonderful leaders like Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Moraji Desai, George Fernandez, Chaudhry Saab,
All that
from
politicians.
they were in jail. They all were in prison.
So from prison they used to give the articles?
Articles, and we used to publish their articles.
Okay.
So the only newspaper that was doing.
Himmat.
And during that time, one of the leaders whom we came to know was Jayaprakash Narayanji, who was, as you know, a great leader of India, and he was lodged in Chandigarh jail this time. During that time, he had a kidney failure. His health was in jail. He was there for a long time. So his kidneys gave way and he was almost dead. But the government didn't want to get the blame of a leader dying in jail. So they let him go free. They said, "Tum jao, take care of your health." Granted bail on that health grounds. So Jayaprakash, that time, there were only two places in India where you could have the dialysis for. In the whole of India, there were only two hospitals who had the dialysis facility. One was in New Delhi, one was in Mumbai, in Jaslok Hospital.
Jaslok was the.
Yeah, the Delhi one was government, so we were a bit afraid about again sending him to government hospital. So he came to Jaslok Hospital, and every second day he would have the dialysis. He will fly in from wherever he was and have the dialysis in the evening, and the next morning again go and raise people's awareness about the emergency fight for freedom. So this is when we got to know him, Jayaprakash. We would whenever his dialysis was on, many of us would sit down in the lobby and sing bhajans, pray for his health. So during this time, the machine at Jaslok Hospital broke dialysis.
So this is how you ventured into healthcare.
This is how my realization that healthcare is so important for a country.
Yes.
Because in those days, the healthcare was non-existent. Very basic healthcare. But this made me that how healthcare is so important for a country, any people. And if you don't have proper healthcare, you cannot really build a happy country if you don't make it a healthy country. So somehow this thought was, the back of my head. If ever I do something, make a career, I should do in medical technology.
Oh.
So this was the beginning of the whole thing.
So how did you turn into diagnostic in 1979, I guess?
79. So here I said that now medical field again is very big. I had no money. I had no experience, no knowledge. I was a basic engineer, but I wanted to do something in healthcare, in medical. So where do I start? Without money, without knowledge, without experience, without any contacts. So I used to go to the doctors and I say, this is my conviction. I want to do something. I'm a young engineer. I want to commit my life to do something for the healthcare of India. Where do I start? So one wonderful doctor said, the way to start for a country, poor country like India, is to prevent disease. We all know that prevention
is better than cure.
Much better, cheaper than the cure. Cure costs lakhs of rupees. Prevention costs few rupees. So I say, a country like India should focus on prevention. So I say, how do I prevent disease? What do I have to do for that? So this is diagnostic is the basis of prevention.
Okay.
If through diagnostics people can know what is wrong with the body, they can take some actions, lifestyle change, and become healthy again. So I say, wow, Wowza.
Wowza.
I say, here I got the answer that, prevention and diagnostics. So that's how I decided to get into diagnostics. But again, I had zero knowledge about diagnostics. क्या होता है यार diagnostics? कहाँ start करना है, कैसा है? Taught
धीरे
myself,
धीरे
traveled around to hospitals, learned myself, understood what our country needs, and started working. But as I said, I had only 250 rupees to start, and in few days,
खत्म.
khatam ho gaya. I was back to square one. So then I have read a lot of books of Gandhi ji. So one of the books he mentioned that if you have a big enough purpose, the means will follow.
Means will follow. That's true.
So ऐसे गांधी जी ने बोला है कि big enough purpose होएगा तो मीन्स अपने आप आ जाएगा। ऐसे मेरा तो पर्पस बड़ा है यार। आई वांट टू मेक ए हेल्दी एंड हैप्पी इंडिया। इट्स अ बिग पर्पस। अभी भगवान के ऊपर है, मेरे को मीन्स कैसा देगा? ऐसे मस्ट बी सम ट्रूथ। Even Buddha said the same thing. Gandhi said the same thing. Christ said the same thing. कुछ तो होगा. So that's what happened. Fortunately, one of my friends called me one day for a cup of tea and he said, Suresh, I like your idea of prevention diagnostics. Yeah. So I want to help you, but of course not give you money free. फुकट में नहीं देगा।
हाँ, कोई भी नहीं देगा।
But I can give you a loan. Said, loan, but I have no idea. मैं कमाएगा, I'll be able to pay back. Yeah, you are a friend. I can't cheat you. I can't take your money. He says, सुरेश मुझे पक्का कॉन्फिडेंट है कि तू हमारा बिजनेस चलेगा, बनाएगा और तू वापस करेगा। मेरे को बिल्कुल नो डाउट अबाउट इट। तेरा होगा, तू ले पैसा। तो उसने दिया पैसा ऑन द कंडीशन कि पे व्हेन एबल, जब भी तेरा होगा तभी देना, और जब भी देगा पे विथ इंटरेस्ट। भले 5 साल 10, जब भी व्हेनेवर, पे व्हेन एबल, बट व्हेनेवर यू पे विथ इंटरेस्ट।
स्टिल अ काइंड फ्रेंड।
Very kind. Without any likha padi, without any, so he gave me 1 lakh rupees loan.
That time,
which is like
1 लाख मतलब आज की डेट में विद इन्फ्लेशन एडजस्टेड 10 करोड़ हो जाएगा।
बहुत lot of money. मैंने कभी देखा नहीं था 1 लाख पर उस टाइम तक। तो मुझे थोड़ा हिचका कि भाई मैं कैसे अपने I will never be able to forgive myself अगर उसको वापस नहीं किया तो। पर anyway, उसका इतना कॉन्फिडेंस था मेरे में से, सुरेश I have no doubt कि तेरा होगा। So that was 1 lakh my capital. But I said 1 lakh अभी क्या करूँ? How do I start? Again, I didn't even know what to do. If I had known, then I can use the money to start. But I didn't know किधर start करूँ, क्या डायग्नोस्टिक क्या होता है, उसके लिए क्या मशीन लगता है, क्या करना चाहिए उसके लिए, है नो आइडिया। और इंडिया में डायग्नोस्टिक बिल्कुल नहीं था। बिल्कुल नहीं। उस टाइम पे आप कोई भी लेबोरेटरी में जाओ तो सिर्फ माइक्रोस्कोप रहता था, तो माइक्रोस्कोप में सब तो नहीं देख सकता है। तो डॉक्टर लोग को पूछा कि इसे बोले, अरे फॉरेन में तो बहुत टेक्नोलॉजी आगे है, हमारे देश में नहीं है कुछ। तो तेरे को सीखना है तो तेरे को वहाँ जाना पड़ेगा, फॉरेन में जाके देखना पड़ेगा, सीखना, यहाँ कुछ नहीं मिलेगा सीखने। सो देन मैंने सोचा कि जाके सीख के आऊँ, तो मैंने अराउंड द वर्ल्ड टिकट लिया, 12,500 रुपए का उस टाइम था।
वो लाख रुपए में से
12,500 रुपए का टिकट लिया अराउंड द वर्ल्ड। पैनाम करके एयरलाइन होती थी तभी, पैनाम का, और 12 कंट्री में करीब 40 कंपनी के पास देखा जाके क्या बनाते हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी क्या है, सीखने को मिला उसको। एंड देन व्हेन आई केम बैक आई कुड स्टार्ट इमीडिएटली। एशिया बायोमेडिकल तब आपने स्टार्ट किया। बायोमेडिकल तो लोग बोलते हैं ट्रांसएशिया तो नॉर्मली ट्रैवल एजेंसी वगैरह होता है या एयरलाइन, तुम कैसा मेडिकल में कैसा ट्रांसएशिया नेम लगाया? वैसे मेरा बिलीफ था कि मैं आई शुड ट्रांसफॉर्म हेल्थ केयर ऑफ एशिया। ओके। तो इतना बड़ा नाम तो नहीं लग सकता कि ट्रांसफॉर्म हेल्थ केयर ऑफ एशिया, तो उसको कंडेंस करके ट्रांसएशिया बायोमेडिकल। बहुत जबरदस्त नाम है,
वेरी मीनिंगफुल नेम, ट्रांसएशिया। तो सर आप स्टार्ट किए, इतना घूम के आए, चैलेंजेस तो आपको बहुत हुए होंगे, तो वो चैलेंजेस, हाउ डिड यू ओवरकम दोस चैलेंजेस?
अगेन आई बिलीव दैट
बिकॉज उस टाइम ना हेल्थ केयर इंडिया में इतना फोकस सेक्टर नहीं था, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्टर था बट फोकस नहीं था। तो आपको तो एज अ नेशन भी आपको बहुत तकलीफें आई होंगी, इतनी पॉलिसीज नहीं रहे होंगी।
जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया 1979 में, इंडिया में इवन टू एक पिन इंपोर्ट करने के लिए भी आपको इंपोर्ट लाइसेंस लगता था। यू कैन नॉट इंपोर्ट एनीथिंग, द कंट्रोल्स आर सो स्ट्रिक्ट दैट टाइम। For everything you have to get an import license, or import license can take 1 साल 2 साल, you never know. You cannot run a business like that. Foreign exchange, you couldn't get foreign exchange to import anything. Manufacturing license को control था, control economy था sir. As you know कि only 1991 में Indian economy was open.
By our ex-Prime Minister Manmohan Singh.
Yeah, he was the finance minister at that time, and Narasimha Rao was the
PM.
So 91 में Indian economy was open, liberalized, but तब तक तो it was a very difficult. But as I believe that I'm here like a mission, I'm not running a business. So that was my purpose. So I believe that every challenge is an opportunity. So I believe that more the challenges, the more the opportunities. Because it's a challenge because nobody has that thing. So if you can solve the challenge, then it's an opportunity for you. I always look at challenges as positive opportunities.
Opportunities.
And
So
see,
this is a good message to today's youngster that challenges, always look challenges as opportunities.
opportunities. I said, this is a gift. Every time I get a challenge, I say, wow, another gift I got. Now I get one more opportunity.
True. So sir, Trans Asia, what did you start manufacturing first in Trans Asia and अभी कहाँ तक पहुँच चुके हैं?
Of course, initially तो 1 लाख में जल्दी खत्म हो गया
फिर और पैसा कहाँ से आया?
पूरी दुनिया तो जब मैं दुनिया अराउंड द वर्ल्ड गया था तो आई मेट मेनी कंपनीज, तो बहुत कंपनीज के पास अच्छे प्रोडक्ट्स थे, लेकिन वो बोलते थे कि इंडिया में उनका कुछ पार्टनर नहीं है, और जिनका कुछ पार्टनर थे बट बोले वो अच्छा काम नहीं करते हैं बिकॉज दे आर नॉट इंजीनियर्स, दे आर बेसिकली ट्रेडर्स। वो सिर्फ मशीन ला के बेचते हैं पर उसका सर्विस नहीं
सर्विस
करते
नहीं
हैं,
देते।
कुछ उनको पता नहीं होता है क्या करने। तो बोले मेडिकल टेक्नोलॉजी में तो सर्विस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो मशीन बेचना इज नॉट। तो उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि तुम जाके हमारा मशीन बेचो और सर्विस भी करो। तो आ गया, तो मैं ऑलरेडी उनका बिजनेस में चालू हो गया, उनका मशीन बेचने का और सर्विस करने का, सर्विस करने का। तो इनिशियली मैंने ये शुरू किया, इंपोर्ट करके सर्विस करके प्रोवाइड द सर्विस टू द कस्टमर्स। बट फिर बहुत कस्टमर्स बोले कि भैया हमें भी चाहिए बट ये इंपोर्टेड मशीन तो बहुत महंगी है यार, वी कैन नॉट अफोर्ड इट, आप यहाँ क्यों नहीं बनाते? सच्ची बात है, इंपोर्टेड मशीन तो नॉट मेनी इंडियन डॉक्टर्स कैन अफोर्ड इट। तो 91 में जब लिबरलाइजेशन आया, then we set up a small factory and I started manufacturing Make in India. I mean, that time Make in India was not so popular. I mean, thanks to Modi ji, now it is popular.
So making in India was from that time?
1991 we started.
Okay, so this initiative was from 1991, Make in
91
India.
Make in, नहीं, हमारा Make in,
आपका Make in India,
नॉट सरकार का नहीं।
वही सरकार का नहीं। ओके।
हमने सोचा कि अभी मेक इन इंडिया करेंगे, तो 1991 से वी ग्रेजुअली स्टार्टेड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड देन 95 में हमने स्टार्टेड एक्सपोर्टिंग। का सोचा जैसे इंडिया में प्रॉब्लम है अफोर्डेबिलिटी का, दूसरे बहुत देशों में भी सेम प्रॉब्लम होगा, डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज में तो महंगा होगा, तो हमें एक्सपोर्ट किया, बहुत अच्छा रिस्पांस मिला, लॉट ऑफ ऑर्डर्स फ्रॉम अदर कंट्रीज एंड देन सो फ्रॉम देन
leading in the country and exporting to almost 150 plus countries.
Yeah, but again the question came that, as I mentioned to you, that medical technology is not about manufacturing. Manufacturing is the easy part.
Easy part.
But how to develop the technology is the key. That's a difficult part. How do you get the know-how? How do you design a machine? That's a difficult part. So up to that time, so 91 we designed a small machine based on our service experience. But then for bigger machine we had no proper R&D. So we started trying to look for any experienced engineers, scientists. We couldn't find any. But we found that in Europe and America you can easily get the people who have a lot of experience, knowledgeable people. So we set up R&D in Germany. Small R&D in Germany. Then we set up another R&D in France, then in UK, then in America. So a lot of technology was developed in our R&D centers overseas and then brought to India for manufacturing. But even then we thought that we cannot be, this is also not very good, because if as a country we cannot do research and develop technology, then we are at the mercy of again the foreigner. So how do we really become a Atmanirbhar Bharat?
Atmanirbhar Bharat.
So how do we must develop technology in India, otherwise we are just a
manufacturers.
Half the story is not complete. But then when you start looking for scientists and engineers, you don't find who have experience in that. So I said, kya kare yaar abhi? We want to do it. So then that's why I met Dr. Sharma. And we said, let's start a university to create the future scientists and engineers who can develop technology in India. So that's why we are setting up this university here.
The university name?
Arba University.
Arba University.
MedTech. Arba Global MedTech University.
Arba Global MedTech University. This would be first of its kind in Asia.
First of its kind in Asia, focused on medical technology and to train scientists and engineers to develop research medical technology.
It's a huge proud for Indians as well as you. Kudos to you, sir.
Something has been my dream, but setting up a university in India is not easy. Fortunately, AMTZ has the right environment, also the government support. MTZ and Dr. Sharma, who's very dynamic. So we said, okay, we set up the university here in MTZ.
Okay. So affordability without compromising quality.
Yes.
So what steps did you take in Trans Asia?
So I said that we have to compare our products to the best in the world. We cannot say कि नहीं भैया ये तो हम विशाखापट्टनम में बनाते हैं तो ठीक है चलेगा, चलता है नहीं चलेगा. It has to be comparable to the best in the world. So our products are approved by the US FDA, approved by the European government,
Indian
BIS.
yes, good.
BIS अभी नया नया आया, so we are the first company in India to get the BIS.
Okay, first company in India
In India, BIS mark for medical
for
technology.
medical technology.
अभी last month में we got the first.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations on that. And what is the like future plans of Transasia? I
Actually,
have just heard that you're coming out with one of the biggest manufacturing plant in AMTZ.
Right. Now we are exporting to more than 150 countries of the world, and India itself is a big country, 1.4 billion people. So obviously a lot of diagnostic is necessary. My dream is that every Indian should have the facility to do diagnostic tests once a year.
Once a year.
Once a year. Once a year. And if you are above 50 years, then twice a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you do your blood test and then based on the report, you take the necessary changes in your lifestyle to remain healthy, then you don't have to worry about becoming sick. Then you can remain, then the health is in your control.
When you are healthy, you are wealthy.
When you're healthy, wealthy. So my dream is that how do we make accessible to every single Indian, 1.4 billion people should do at least one test in a year.
Okay.
And similarly in 150 other countries. So it's a huge need for the equipment.
तो सर आप जो इक्विपमेंट बना रहे हैं, मैं देखा था उसका साइज भी देखा, जैसे हम आपके प्लांट में भी आए थे, तो उसको आप और छोटा और कंपैटिबल कैसे बना सकते हैं ताकि वो रूरल एरियाज में भी जा सकते हैं, हर जगह जहाँ पे इंडिया में ट्रीटमेंट नहीं हो रहा है, इसका डायग्नोस्टिक्स नहीं हो रहा है.
So main problem is not the size, main problem is the cost.
Cost, okay. How do we reduce the cost?
So affordability. So say by manufacturing more in India, many of the components are not made in India.
Okay.
So those we have to still import. Roughly about 30% of the components
they are importing.
इंडिया में कोई बनाता नहीं है. और हम तो कंपोनेंट नहीं बनाते हैं, हम जैसे मोटर नहीं बनाते हैं, सेंसर्स नहीं बनाते हैं. बट फॉर्चुनेटली AMTZ में मेनी कंपनीज आ रही हैं, फॉरेन की कंपनीज, जो वो कंपोनेंट्स बनाएंगे यहाँ पर.
जो अभी आप देख रहे हैं, तो आप AMTZ से पूरा इंटीग्रेटेड होके माल ले रहे हैं, कुछ माल आप AMTZ से ही ले रहे हैं within AMTZ?
we have started, but now many more companies are coming in. Sensors बनाएंगे, मोटर्स बनाएंगे, ICs बनाएंगे.
तो ये इकोसिस्टम आपको मदद करेगा छोटे-छोटे गांव में पहुंचाने के लिए, कॉस्ट कट डाउन करने के लिए.
Exactly. So if I can buy all my components from AMTZ, then my cost will go down drastically, and then I can sell the equipment much lesser price so that गांव वाले afford कर सके.
True, because ये health in villages and rural areas has become a major problem.
That's true.
वहां तक अपना diagnostics का accessibility नहीं है.
Yes, we have to.
So that's in your vision?
That's my vision, absolutely.
Okay, so what is role of AI in Transasia या आपकी manufacturing unit में? Does AI play any role?
Manufacturing में छोटा रोल है. We are thinking more from the patient point of view.
Okay.
अभी जो होता है कि आप जाते हैं लेबोरेटरी में, टेस्ट कराते हैं, आपको रिपोर्ट मिलता है. रिपोर्ट का क्या? You cannot understand what exactly it means. You have to go to the doctor. Then doctor will give some time to understand क्या है. So here AI can play a big part. So in my machine, I'm trying to build AI. So which will not only give you the blood report, it will also give you analysis. क्या possible खराब है, क्या हो सकता है, कैसे आप करो, तो जो पहले आपको डॉक्टर के पास जाना पड़ता समझने के लिए, अगर मशीन में से आपको पूरा रिपोर्ट मिले थ्रू AI, आपका पहले का रिपोर्ट देखेगा कि आपका 3 महीना पहले, 1 साल पहले आपका ये इतना था,
अब इतना है,
इतना हो गया, तो उसे कुछ क्या करना चाहिए, So this is where here the patients can really benefit from AI when we incorporate the AI.
So आपके पास आपका in-house AI team और technology team in-house है?
Yes.
So you have everything.
We have everything in-house.
I think your son is the CTO for the company.
Yes, my son is the CTO and he's very, very, very smart in technology part.
His name?
Nikhil, yeah.
Nikhil Vazirani.
So he loves that technology. He doesn't like the business part. He said, पापा आप business किसी और को बोलो चलाने के लिए. मैं टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप करूंगा.
So he's involved in research and everything.
Yes.
तो सर ट्रांसएशिया ने इतना बड़ा नाम है, 150 कंट्रीज में एक्सपोर्ट हो रहा है. When everything was fine, so why did you move from India to Dubai in 2021? I think before COVID or after COVID? Just
during COVID.
During COVID you moved to Dubai.
We moved.
Any reason?
No, because as you know that India was totally isolated. We had no flights, totally cut off. And we had a lot of business in other countries.
Achha.
I needed to travel to those countries.
During COVID times?
During COVID time. Also, we developed the COVID test here. So many countries needed that. So initially we thought temporarily 3-4 महीने के लिए we'll go and live in Dubai. COVID के टाइम पे और जब भी इंडिया के फ्लाइट्स खुलेंगे we'll come back home. तो 3 महीने से 6 महीने हो गए, 9 महीने हो गए. हमने सोचा कि एक्चुअली दुबई कन्वीनियंट प्लेस है. very well connected. और many of our scientists, उनको इंडिया में foreign के scientists को इंडिया में आके रहना थोड़ा मुश्किल लगता है.
Reason?
India is not really easy country to live for any foreigners.
Okay.
Difficulties है, insecurity है. But Dubai में they don't mind coming and working.
Okay.
So we could hire, from other countries in Dubai. They love to be in Dubai. So then, we found many reasons why we should live in Dubai.
So any message अगर आपको देना है यूथ को तो आप क्या देना चाहेंगे? क्योंकि आपने आपके जिंदगी के मेरे को लगता है 50 साल दे दिए ट्रांस एशिया को. Any message if you want to give to today's youth?
Yeah, simple thing that think big and think of what you can do for the world. Think of how you can make this world a better place. And I can assure you, you'll be taken care. You don't have to worry about yourself. Think of what you can do for the world.
So one small rapid fire round we have in this our podcast. I would like to do. You can describe it in a word or a sentence.
Sure.
One word to describe your journey so far.
Adventure.
Adventurous. Okay. Your favorite innovations from TransAsia Biomedical.
Go global.
Go global.
Think of the world.
A country you love working with the most.
Italy.
Healthcare leader or entrepreneur who inspires you.
There's one, during Jayaprakash's time, there's one doctor in Jaslok Hospital.
Okay.
Dr. Mani, who really inspired me.
Dr. Mani from Jaslok Hospital, Mumbai. If not healthcare, what career would you have been chosen?
Making a podcast. Journalist.
You were a journalist in Himmat, so okay. One book which you suggest you.
Well, of course, as I told you, I read many books about Gandhiji.
Gandhi.
So I love them, the many books, but the basic book was, Experiments with Truth. You all must have seen in your school. But that was, I gained most from that basic.
Experiments with the Truth by M.K. Gandhi. Your go-to stress buster?
Dream big.
Dream big.
Yeah.
That reduces your stress.
Because it put things in perspective.
One quality every entrepreneur should have.
Vision. Big enough vision to.
Big vision. Okay. So, what was your Wowza moment in life?
Was the moment I told you when I heard that I can do something for others and not only think about. That was
a Wowza
transformative moment in my life, which really opened my mind and heart to the outside world.
That's really interesting कि भाई you have come, आप आए हो ये देश में पैदा हुए हो, आप खुद के लिए नहीं लोगों के लिए क्या कर सकते हो वो सोचिए तो वो आपको और fetch करेगा.
Yeah, that really was transformed my life.
By the way, we would like to thank you very much, Suresh ji, for coming to our Wowza podcast. It was our honor hosting you around.
Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm glad to reach out to your audience. And I'm sure that many of them would do similar things.
I am 100% sure that you'll send your son also to this podcast.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Thank you so much.
Thank
sir.
you.
Very nice, sir. Very proud that you are doing something like this in our country.
So more than 40,000 laboratories in India use our equipment.
More than 40,000 laboratories. Okay.
Any hospital, any lab.
Oh.
You'll find our ERBA, something or the other. That's too small. Our demand is much more.
So I've heard that you're constructing a 4 lakh SFT premises.
Yeah, that's what we do. But like this, we have 5 factories in India.
5 factories in India.
But like that one, there may not be a single one in the world.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think would be world's largest
That is world's
production factory.
At one place, yeah.
Okay.
So we have in Mumbai, we have one factory like this.
Daman. Okay.
Padi.
Oh.
Then in Sikkim. So then this is our 5th factory. And all will be shifted into that.
That will become the world's largest factory.
And then one factory in Europe.
Actually, you have a factory in Europe.
So that will remain for Europe.
European countries. So today we are very proud to know that India is matching the standard of Western countries.
Yes, why not? Why shouldn't India?
Yes.
Should not be surprised at that. It should be.
So any future innovations in this industry?
So not only we manufacture, manufacturing is only one part.
Okay.
In this field, more important is the R&D.
Okay.
So how do you develop new machines like this?
Okay.
You see, you cannot get the know-how from anybody else. You have to develop. So then you are truly Atmanirbhar if you can also design it.
True.
Making anybody can do it. It's just a labor.
This is clean room factory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is less than 1 lakh particle count. It is class 8, ISO class 8 it is called.
Okay.
So currently we have the machines we are going to install within a week.
Okay.
That big machines. So with that we can 5,000.
Oh.
So this is the complete clean room with the RH control.
Okay.
So it always will control less than 20% of the RH.
Okay.
Humidity control,
Humidity control. So this area will make this rapid freeze because our products are humidity sensitive.
Okay.
That's why we make sure that this will be humidity control area we can have.
Okay.
This is a different thing. CRP reagent. Just buffer we are making.
All reagents.
Okay.
Reagent buffer we are making. This is called the quality testing. So this area we are installing one by one instruments or will come.
Okay.
This is another lyophilizer area. I'll come this.
There's a machine here called lyophilizer.
Lyophilizer. So here we make all liquid solutions to the certain proteins, sensitive proteins, biomolecules.
Okay.
We'll lyophilize into it. So it become pellet kind of things like
Liquid to powder.
Liquid to powder.
Because liquid condition it will not be stable for more time. So we
Okay.
are making
But liquid is necessary for purity.
for
Acha.
purity, and then
So
it
you
will
achieve purity,
And then
then
convert
you,
it. Convert
then
it
you
to
seal
powder.
it and then you convert it into powder.
Powder.
So then you achieve purity and stability.
Stable.
and then stability means longer shelf life.
And logistics ease.
Ah.
Powder.
Logistic also. So this is again the class 100 clean room facility.
Okay.
Where's the
cold room or
MX8 machine kept?
MX8 is that.
I can show that.
These are all the accessories area like the reagent.
So this plant was made in a hurry
Okay.
during COVID time
Okay.
because the country needed a lot of COVID kits,
Yes.
and that time we had nobody manufacturing it.
Okay.
So Dr. Sharma called us and he says, urgently, how soon can you set up the factory? I said, आप help करेंगे तो जल्दी हो जाएगा. So that time for everything you have to get the permission.
Permissions, हाँ.
Police का, जाने का,
आने का,
आने
everything.
सब. So we set up in 6 months. This was set up,
Oh. Okay.
and then we started producing the COVID kits.
COVID kids and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
This again we are as per the requirement that we make a change of it. So this is the CRP we are using. CRP reagent. we are making
Okay.
into this. So this is TFF.
What is this agent used for?
There are different type of biomolecules.
Okay.
Will couple with the latex.
Basically, CRP is one test that shows whether is there any inflammation in your body. कुछ गलत, कुछ खराब है कि नहीं.
अच्छा. Basic.
Like a master basic test.
Okay.
वो देखने से पता चल जाएगा कुछ ना something is wrong.
Then you do
Okay.
more test. क्या खराब है?
क्या
पहले
करें?
वाला कुछ खराब है.
ये बेसिक टेस्ट है.
हाँ. basic test.
तो सर अपन जो बात कर रहे थे, जो AMTZ ने आपको क्या क्या सपोर्ट किया और
हाँ.
क्या क्या हेल्प किया.
हाँ. So I said provided the right environment, all the facilities.
Okay.
Otherwise you have to go. If you do it outside, for everything you have to go and struggle, find the permissions, this
License and all that
License.
things.
testing facilities, even the advice consultancy.
Okay.
So here MTZ is a wonderful ecosystems where everything is in this campus. So you don't
Everything is in a package form.
Package.
So आपको
Building a
पूरा.
university for training more people like them.
Yeah.
And that university, which is world's first medical technology university, is being established with the support of Arba Transasia Group and
Okay.
under professional patronage of Mr. Suresh Vazirani.
That's very nice to
Yeah,
hear.
because
Hmm.
as I say that the real strength of the country is the technology,
Yes.
not the factory.
Yeah.
Factory तो कहाँ मिला?
Technology.
Show the technology, and for technology you need the research
Okay. So this is all your in-house research?
in-house.
In-house
all,
research.
All our own research. yeah.
Okay. This
And
technology is also
global
in-house.
teams.
But right now
Okay.
in India we don't have enough expertise in India.
Okay.
So we have research in Europe.
Europe.
So we have 3 R&D centers in Europe
Okay.
who are developing the technology that we manufacture here.
Hmm.
But this is not the best. We want this to happen in India.
In India.
But here we don't have enough expertise. We don't have experienced scientists, engineers.
I'm sure under your guidance and under when that university is coming up, we
So
will.
that's why I said that we'll start with universities, so we can start creating the scientists and engineers who can develop technology in India.
I'm 100%
that's
sure
a-
that you will do it, sir.
That's a plan. So that's how we are setting up the universities, so that we go to the